At the beginning of the film, we see the main character, Anna, sitting thoughtfully by the shore. She recalls how, in her childhood, her parents used to tell her a sweet story about her birth. Sarah said she was a ray of sunshine sent to them for love and care. However, Anna later realized that this was not entirely true. She reflects on how children are often born by chance. Only a few people make a conscious decision to have children. Anna knows her birth was the result of calculation and served a specific purpose. Scientists combined her parents' cells to create Anna for helping her sister. The girl thinks that she wouldn't even exist if Kate hadn't fallen ill in childhood. Anna's older sister was diagnosed with leukemia. Because of this, Sarah and her sister almost completely gave up their jobs. The girl's mother dedicates nearly all her time to preparing safe food, cleaning, and attending to other needs. During a family dinner, Sarah constantly asks her sick daughter about her health and appetite. This begins to irritate Kate, and she leaves the table. After dinner, the whole family goes out to the yard. Brian, the girl's father, reflects that his life is filled with simple family joys, a beautiful wife, and an orderly routine. However, all of it is covered with a web of cracks and could collapse if Kate were to be gone. Anna also grows up in an atmosphere of constant worry because whenever her sister feels unwell, everyone panics. She tries to cope with her problems by leaning on her brother Jesse. One day, after school, Anna visits a peculiar office. She shows up at Campbell, a renowned lawyer. At first, the man thinks Anna is simply impressed by his new advertising campaign. However, the girl pulls out a folder with documents and declares her intention to sue her parents for the right to her own body. Campbell doesn't immediately understand what she means. Anna then explains that her parents deliberately created her in a test tube as the perfect donor for Kate. Year after year, she has had her bone marrow and other tissues taken. Recently, Kate's kidneys failed, and her parents are trying to force Anna to donate an organ. She says she understands the consequences of her refusal. Campbell agrees to take on the case if Anna promises not to change her mind. The story shifts to Sarah. She remembers the first time she saw strange blue spots on her daughter's back. Sarah took the girl to various doctors and learned that she had leukemia. The woman promised herself she would not let her daughter lose her life. In the present, Jesse is waiting for Anna outside the lawyer's office when he gets a call from their mother. Upon arriving, he sees Kate, who has become very ill. The girl is urgently taken to the hospital. Jesse sees all the relatives near Kate's ward and realizes that things are dire. The doctor informs them that Kate's condition has worsened. Both of her kidneys have failed, and the girl urgently needs bone marrow from a donor. Sarah recalls learning that Jesse was not highly compatible with his sister. The doctor then advised her to have another child with genes specifically tailored for donation. In reality, Sarah receives a court summons and learns that Anna has filed a lawsuit against her. Sarah tries to talk to Anna. However, the girl explains that living with one kidney would mean she'd have to be careful her whole life, possibly unable to have children or play sports. Anna screams that she is a human being too, and that she also wants to live. Sarah shouts at her daughter and almost chases her out of the house. Brian takes the girl with him to work and watches her from afar. He feels that he has been pressuring Anna, and that he and his wife have been trying to convince her to help her sister through gifts and persuasion. Brian speaks with Sarah, saying he will not persuade or force Anna because he does not want her to hate him for the rest of her life. However, Sarah is not ready to give up. The woman goes to Anna's lawyer and demands that he stop helping her. Campbell responds by saying that over 11 years, the poor girl has endured 8 complex surgeries and was unlikely to fully comprehend her consent to them. The man refuses to give up. Meanwhile, Kate is in her ward, flipping through her album. The girl remembers the time Sarah shaved her head to show support. Kate sadly reflects on how, because of her, her parents didn't immediately notice Jesse's dyslexia and treat Anna in a utilitarian way. Jesse enters the ward and gives Kate a portrait of her that he painted himself. Soon, the day of the hearing comes. Campbell and Sarah appear before the judge, who has only recently returned to work after the tragic loss of her child. Anna's mother pleads with Judge DeSalvo to dismiss the case. The woman argues that an 11-year-old girl cannot truly understand what she wants. To make a decision, the judge wants to speak with Anna. During their conversation, DeSalvo is moved to tears, remembering her own daughter. Returning to the courtroom, the judge announces that the case will not be dismissed. Sarah goes back to the hospital to see Kate. The attending doctor informs her that with the current indicators, Kate's condition is unlikely to improve. He even suggests hiring a specialized caregiver to prepare Kate for her passing and to help the family cope. The woman breaks down and tells the doctor that Kate needs to be prepared for surgery. Meanwhile, the girl is left alone and recalls her first meeting with Taylor. The guy was also suffering from leukemia. Taylor asked for her number, and they started going on dates. One evening after a date, Taylor drove Kate home and kissed her goodbye. The next morning, the girl shares her feelings with Anna. Kate says that Taylor has become very special to her. Shortly after, Kate's remission ends, and she begins chemotherapy. Taylor comforts her and helps her manage the nausea. He also says that the hospital will soon host a ball for sick children. Taylor suggests they go together to dance and have a good time. Kate happily accepts his invitation. Together with her family, Kate goes shopping. Kate becomes upset when one of the store clerks gives her a judgmental look and suggests they leave. Gradually, she falls into despair, thinking they will never find the perfect dress for her. Kate notices a red wig. Finally, the day of the ball arrives. Taylor is stunned to see Kate descending the stairs toward him in a white dress. Sarah and her sister run around with cameras, trying to capture the memorable moment. Kate approaches her father, who looks deeply moved. Kate and Taylor head to the ball together. They dance, lost in each other's gaze. Taylor suggests they sneak away, and Kate excitedly agrees. The couple runs through the hallways, trying not to slip on the freshly mopped floors. Eventually, Taylor leads Kate to an empty hospital room where they spend the night in each other's arms. Kate asks if Taylor often thinks about how and when he might die. Taylor replies that he doesn't dwell on it. The guy says he is grateful for his illness because it brought him to Kate. 3 days pass. Kate becomes worried when Taylor doesn't return her calls after that night. Sarah goes to the hospital reception and learns that Taylor has passed away. Kate struggles deeply with this loss. In the present, she looks with a warm smile at a page in her album filled with photos of her and Taylor. Meanwhile, Jesse comes home late at night, noticing that no one pays attention to his arrival. Brian simply suggests that the guy come with him to the hospital. Sarah, meanwhile, speaks with her sister, who warns her that excessive zeal in court could backfire. Kelly advises her to let Kate go and focus on her other children, her husband, and the vast world full of opportunities. However, Sarah insists that she cannot let her daughter die. Brian speaks with a nurse and learns that Kate expressed a desire to visit the beach. The doctor promises to cover for Kate's absence from the hospital. The man says that Kate has endured so much and truly deserves to have her wish granted. Brian decides to take Kate and the other children to the beach. Sarah throws a fit, believing it could be dangerous for Kate, but her husband doesn't listen. Later, the woman joins them at the beach and kisses Brian. Kate enjoys the sun, the salty splashes, and the closeness of her family. At sunset, she walks to the water, savoring the last rays. Kate returns to the hospital in high spirits. The next day, the court hearing begins. The doctors only talk about how Anna's actions have helped her sister and fostered altruism. However, none of them considered the physical side of the issue, the pain and the complications. Campbell asks Sarah questions and learns that she almost never asked Anna if she consented to donating something to her sister. During lunch, the girl calls Kate and confesses that she might not be able to handle everything. The girl asks Anna to stay strong for her sake. The trial continues, and Anna is called to testify. Jesse interrupts his sister and reveals a terrible secret to their mother. It turns out that Kate herself asked Anna to file the lawsuit. She doesn't want the surgery or to continue fighting for her life. During this revelation, Campbell leaves the courtroom and falls in the hallway. Anna realizes that the man is epileptic and took on her case because he understands what it's like to have no control over one's body. The girl recalls how Kate once told her she was ready to leave this life and reunite with Taylor. The girl asked Anna to help her with this. It was Kate who had guided Anna on what to say to their parents and in court. The judge decides to personally speak with Kate to understand her wishes. After her visit, the whole family gathers at Kate's. The relatives eat pizza and ask the girl not to despair. Kate hugs Jesse and forgives him for revealing their secret. When visiting hours end, Kate asks Sarah to stay with her in the ward. Kate gifts the album to her mother and reassures her, saying she has lived a wonderful life. That night, Kate takes her last breath. Years pass. Sarah returns to work, her husband trains troubled teenagers, and Jesse turns his life around and enrolls in an academy. However, once a year, on Kate's birthday, the family gathers at the lake she loved so much. This is the end of the film. Thank you all for watching this video to the end. Give this video a like. Write in the comments what you think about this film, and see you in new videos.